Welcome everybody to another day in the life vlog for this season of the Adonis Project. Today is February 10th, 2024, and we are going to hit a upper body workout at Pure Muscle and Fitness. And this time we are gonna hit a workout with Steve, Munene, and Brody. So all of the three competitors that will be competing in the first show with me, we're gonna do a group session, have a great time, hit some big lifts, get some good content as well, so it should be a great time. This morning, I actually weighed in at 172.2, so that is the lowest weigh-in I've had so far this prep. I started somewhere around 190, so that's around 18 pounds down so far. I'm feeling good. I know that my physique will really start taking shape once I'm in the 160s. I know that sounds light, but most people have to get way lighter than they actually think they do for a competition prep or to get very lean, right? Like most people hit weights they haven't seen since high school in this process. So I'm really excited though, because we're gonna get some good posing footage today and just have a great time overall. I believe we are just under 11 weeks out from the show. The first show is April 27th. So, you know, things are coming together. I'm really excited to show you guys how everybody's looking today. We're gonna have some really good vibes. So should be a very motivating day. So we'll see you. Stay tuned. Something I also wanted to mention for today is that my coach actually wants me to have 500 grams of carbs today and then 350 grams of carbs on Sunday. So usually my weeks go 5 low days at 1900 to 2000 calories. If you remember from the previous vlog, I kind of went over this, or not the previous vlog, but like a few videos ago. And then on the Saturdays and Sundays of my week, I do 27 to 2900 calories. So for the whole time, what we've been doing is just tracking protein and calories. I usually end up at a specific ratio of fats to carbs anyways, just habitually based on the meals I eat. But what we're trying to do today and tomorrow is just test out a pretty high carb approach. So I'm gonna keep my fat and protein intake as what it is usually during the week, but then I'm gonna ramp my carbs up to 500 today and then 350 tomorrow. So we're gonna see kind of a test of how my body responds, whether I spill over, meaning if I get watery and it's like too much for my body, or if it's just right and I look crisp and filled out. We're gonna see. This is good data also for when we start to try to run like peak weeks and stuff like that, you know, for the shows. How much carbs can we get away with and how does my body respond after kind of being in a depleted state? Like how many carbs can we put in without spilling over? So yeah, today's the first day I've had 500 grams of carbs. I can't even remember. Even in my bulk, I never really had 500 grams of carbs. So for digestion purposes, I'm going to stick to mostly like, you know, Cheerios, and I'm gonna put some more dextrose powder in my water bottle and try to choose very easy to digest food choices, because if I have like 500 grams of carbs worth of oatmeal and potatoes and vegetables, like things are not gonna sit well, right? I'm gonna be super like full and bloated. So you also got to remember that my fats are low. Like my fats will land anywhere in the 40 to 50 range in terms of 40 to 50 grams of fats. So it's not like I can eat a bunch of things that have a bunch of fats and carbs, because then my fats would be blown way over, right? So I'm curious to see how my body responds. I've had one meal so far of like 115 grams of carbs, and I'm just about to eat my next pre-workout meal. So yeah, maybe I'll show you guys what that ends up being as well. All right, so this is how my second meal looks for the day. It's protein oats, but I've sprinkled Cheerios on top, a little bit of dark chocolate, cocoa powder. I put a little bit of sea salt in there, and then a little bit of cinnamon. And there's a little bit of dark chocolate as well, just to give me some more flavor. So that is that. Again, trying to keep the fats low, so no peanut butter, no almond butter. I get a tiny bit of trace fats from the oats and then a tiny bit of fats from the dark chocolate. So that's it. Let's see if you can see this. I don't know if you can see this, but this is my totals for the day. On Chronometer so far, I'm at 85 protein, 219 carbs, and then 22 grams of fat. So I still have a lot of carbs to go for today, but I want to land at about like half my carbs for the day after like my first 2 meals. So far we are doing well. All right, guys, we're going to check out this workout here. So we actually broke up into 2 groups depending on what we were hitting. So I actually hit a lift with Steve, and then Brody and Munene hit a lift together. And then we kind of joined forces at the end for some lifting and a little bit of posing. I didn't get as much posing footage as I would have wanted to, but hopefully next time I can get some. So this is actually a floating close grip bench press. These are our warm-up sets here. I haven't done barbell pressing in a while. This one is extremely humbling. So essentially you're going to come all the way down and not use any elastic force or any bounce off your chest. So literally just kind of touching the material of your shirt and then right back up, really close grip and a little bit higher on the chest. And then this also doesn't have any lockout. So really nice and controlled on the way down, brief touch, and then coming up and stopping just shy of full lockout so you don't have any rest. So this is a very challenging movement. I think I only used 205 for like 6 reps or something like that. And just for reference, when I was barbell benching, I used around 50 pounds more than that for the same rep. So these are, again, not going to impress anybody with how much weight you're lifting, but the stimulus to fatigue ratio, or in terms of like how much stimulus we get on the chest and triceps compared to how much fatigue we accumulate, is really great. And I feel like that's why my coach programmed this movement. I really like it. Great movement. And you'll see kind of a full set here. So triceps are really blown up. We get good activation in the chest as well. And again, great control. And because it's kind of like not all the way up, I usually just ask Steve to like grab the bar when I'm done my set so that I don't have to do that. Oh geez, I dropped my earphones on that set too. My earphones have been through a lot. They're broken, but I super glued them. I'm not giving up on them just yet. They're still working. And this is Steve here. I was just telling him to go a little bit higher on the chest than he was. And again, trying not to use any sort of elastic bounce off the chest on these reps here. So if you haven't tried this exercise yet, you can try it out. Start light and work up from there. Again, as I said a billion times, it's pretty humbling, but I would definitely try it out if you haven't before. So this bench is really cool because you can also just kind of like unrack it yourself, just because it kind of swings into place. All right, so next we had one set of dumbbell flies, flat dumbbell flies. So we had 2 sets of the close grip bench, and it was 6 to 10 reps. And then now we have only 1 set of flat dumbbell flies, but again, stopping shy of all the way up. So keeping the tension on the chest. And then once you're done your set, you're going to go into partials. So we're really focusing on hitting that chest in the stretched position. So you can see I'm really going way down, huge stress across the huge stretch across the chest fibers. And then I'll hop into partials to kind of tag on some extra bit of stimulus at the end of the chest, on my chest at the end of the set. So again, very challenging. It's painful, but the pump is insane, and the level of disruption in the chest is also insane. So that was kind of my set here. Steve, next, I was telling him just try to keep that like slightly bent elbow on these. You want to visualize like you're pushing your chest to the ceiling as you come down, and then coming up like you're giving a hug. So it's not a press, it's a fly. You don't have to go super heavy on these as well, especially since we're not resting at the top. And yeah, very, very great pump on this one. Hadn't done those before in a long time. Next, we had our lat focus row. So this was 2 sets, and that was, I guess, Steve's warm-up set. In this one, we're actually having slight bit of spinal flexion. I think I had this in another vlog that I did before. So it's the same movement as a few vlogs ago, but essentially you actually have a little bit of spinal flexion. So you're hunched forward a little bit and hinge forward at the hips. And then you're pulling low with the elbows and really trying to hit those lats. So we're not retracting the shoulder blades because that would hit more mid-trap and middle of your back. This is more of a lat focused row. So just driving the elbows, keeping the width of the hands around shoulder width. And then once you're done your set, you tag on partials. Okay, so 2 sets total plus partials after each set to get a really good stimulus. I always strap up on my pulling movements, especially when I have partials tagged on, because or else it's just my grip will give out before, and I end up using a lot more biceps than I want to as well, biceps and forearms. So if you are getting strong on your pulling movements, I would highly advise strapping up. This was a cool shot of Steve. You can really see the vascularity across his shoulders coming in as well. And then, hey, making an appearance, Munene and Brody. So you haven't seen Brody on the channel before. He's our other competition prep client for the 2024 season. Of course, you've seen lots of Munene. So they were hitting, the first bit of their workout together. You can just see that chest, just insanity. These guys have a lot of muscle mass. These guys have a ton of muscle mass. So next we hit a incline chest press, you've seen me do this before. Again, no lockout at the top, emphasizing the stretch at the bottom. I only use 75s on these because we accidentally did the next chest exercise before this, so my chest was fried. That's an incline fly. We accidentally did 2 sets of that before this, but this is supposed to be 2 sets after 1 set of incline flies. Or sorry, before incline flies, but we accidentally did it after. But yeah, focusing on the stretch on that one as well. And then here's Steve hitting those incline flies, which we should have done after incline press, but we accidentally did before. So same cues as for the flat dumbbell fly on these. I was so sore after this workout because I hadn't done flies in a while. And there's Jack looking very jacked in this Team Truth hat. That's our videographer who does all of our reels. And this was just a physique check in the mirror. You can see slowly getting leaner. And shoulders are coming in. Triceps are coming in a little bit. Seems some more vascularity across the top of my shoulders as well. So happy with how things are looking. This, I was just fooling around, zooming in. These guys were having a conversation here. But yeah, you can see how much muscle mass these guys have just standing. It really reveals itself once you drop a little bit of body fat. And Brody wasn't doing too much bodybuilding training before. He was kind of doing some hybrid stuff, and it was a little less organized with his training and just kind of, you know, training hard, but not really with as much structure, especially from a nutritional standpoint. So once we switched to more bodybuilding training and got our nutrition a little bit more dialed in, his body's been responding very well. There's still some things we want to change, especially from his nutritional situation, but he's been doing a great job, and his physique looks awesome. You can see the shoulders there. So this was the next movement I hit here. This was a pull down. Again, lat focus. I think Steve was recording. He went sideways for some portrait action, but essentially you're pulling in front of you with your elbows. You've seen this on our channel before as well. Crunching at the abs and then pulling in front of us with the elbows and really focusing on the lats. Again, not retracting the shoulders. Instead, we're staying in that hunched position and keeping the lats in their active range of motion, so stopping just shy of all the way up here. So yeah, great movement for the lats. And then again, tagged on partials as well. So this is 2 sets plus partials. And these were the 2 pulling movements we had in this upper body day here. Again, strapping up, and these are very challenging, but really trying to focus on keeping those lats as the primary movers, because once you get tired, the rear delts and the biceps and all that stuff will want to start kicking in. So just some more footage of the boys here. They were doing a little bit of abs, some jackknives. This is a very tough movement if you haven't tried it, but you can really see Brody's delts. I don't know what was going on. In the first few weeks of this competition prep, his delts just really popped. That's what happens when you switch to specific training and get the nutrition dialed in a little bit more, but he's going to look incredible. Once we take some of that body fat off, he's going to look absolutely incredible. So looking forward to seeing that. And then next, we had some hammer curls. So behind the back hammer curls, hitting the biceps in the lengthened position. Again, Steve's vascularity in the shoulders. All those gains that Steve made in his offseason are really starting to show now that he's dropped a little bit of body fat. And then this is 2 sets plus partials at the end of the sets. And this is the last exercise, cross cable extension. You've seen these on our channel as well. Staying on the knees for more stability, and extending at the elbow, coming up for a big stretch. There's Steve there. A little bit of a flex. And then we got Munene with a little bit of a flex as well, looking insane. And then just fooling around a little bit. We were just joking this whole time. And then there's Jack. We were just joking this whole time. Joking around so much that you can see Munene is just playing around with some bikini poses just as a joke. Brody's hitting some posing for fun. We did a lot more posing, but this is the only posing clip I actually got on my camera. But yeah, that's not Munene's men's physique pose. Just so you know, he's just doing bikini poses as like a joke. But yeah, we were just goofing off this whole time. Competition prep is a pretty serious journey, right? So it's fun to just kind of goof around. But yeah, we played around with a lot of posing. We probably did like 30 to 40 minutes of just posing. We tweaked a lot of different posing things for the guys to try to accent like what works well for their physique. So, all right, everybody. So we are back home, ate some food, showered, and we're just doing a few other clips for Instagram right now. But we had such a great workout with Steve, Munene, and Brody. it was just a great time overall. Like everybody's looking fantastic. We did some posing footage, which you probably saw there, had a fantastic workout. I did forget to record as many clips as I wanted to just because I was really in the moment, which is a good thing because I was present in the moment and just really enjoying the time with everybody. Great conversation. And I just also want to say, like, these are the things I used to dream about doing when I was younger, right? Like I would be really into my fitness journey and into working out, obviously when I was younger too, but I didn't have the same network of people or the same community supporting me. And what I have to say is this competition prep has been so much more enjoyable having that team atmosphere. And we know that competing is a very individual sport, but what I'm really trying to do is bring that team atmosphere. And I think we've started to become successful with that. And I've just seen like the value and effect it can have on the process as a whole. And I hope this is something we can really upkeep and uphold, you know, for the rest of the journey with Truth Buy Systems, which, you know, will be probably a lifelong thing, right? So yeah, it was a very gratifying day. It was a very cool day, really fulfilling type day. And I have one more meal. So far I've had like 390 grams of carbs. Today, I have to have 110 grams more of carbs, but my fats are still lower. So I'm honestly just gonna have like some sort of white fish to get more protein in because I think I still have like 60, 70 grams of protein left. So I'll have like white fish, quite a bit of white rice, and then some vegetables just to get a little bit more veggies in there too. But yeah, so far my physique is really like soaking up the carbs. I had a great pump today at the gym, and I'm happy with things are sitting. Still lots more work to go, still quite a bit more body fat to take off, but you know, we're sitting in a good spot considering the timeline. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying this process right now, and I think we're in a good spot. So I'm really excited to keep you guys updated on this journey. So make sure you do stay tuned for more of the content.
What's that? What? Do I look like I'm suffering?
No, I'm just zooming in on you.
What's up, man?
This is what happens when you kill your videographer all day. He's got the Team Truth hat on, so it'll still give him some extra juice.